Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a fabulous day so far. My name is Millie and today I am creating this makeup look here. This was inspired by, I saw so many pictures on my Pinterest this week of prom makeup looks and I thought, what would I do? As the dinosaur that I am, what would I do now if I had all of the knowledge that I have now, which is limited, but if I knew the basic things that I know now about makeup when I was 15, 16, what makeup look would I do? And what would I wear? And what would I have my hair like? All of these things. And I thought this is absolutely what I would do. A rose gold, glittery, warm, beachy, undone, rustic sort of look. This is absolutely the sort of makeup that I would have done. The base is flawless but natural feeling and natural looking. You can still see all of my freckles, but everything just looks a little bit blurred out. Everything just looks flawless but warm. There is a lot of bronzer on my face. There's a lot of blush. There's a lot of highlights, and then there's the glitter on the eyes. So I talk you through all of the steps that I did today, all of the products that I use to create this look here. So if you want to see what I did and what I used, then just keep on watching. To start with the base, about 5 minutes ago, I put this on my skin. If you have dry skin, the prep is key. This is the Simple Hydrating Booster. It's like a liquidy serum. I put it on my skin about 5 minutes ago. I've given it time to properly sink in. My skin now feels hydrated and ready for makeup. I was umming and ahhing about what foundation to use. I have so many fantastic drugstore foundations that I love, but I just can't beat this one at the minute. This is the Revolution IRL filter. I wear the shade F3. This is such a good foundation for longevity. It's such a good foundation for like events because it really does just blur everything out. It makes your skin look incredible all day, all night. So I'm going to go in with this one today. I'm just going to take a pump on the back of my hand. Sometimes I mix this. I have found that it mixes really well with a glow booster. This is the L'Oreal Glow Cherie Natural Glow Enhancer. I really like it mixed with this, but for the vibe that I'm going for today, I'm not going to go with this. I want a matte, not glowy. I don't really know what I mean. I want a bronzed look. I don't want to look too glowy, if that makes any sense. So I'm just taking that I've got on the back of my hand with a sponge and I'm just going to blank everything out. I have also found, I can't remember, I think it said to apply this foundation with a brush. I've tried it with a brush, I've tried it just with my hands, and I've tried it with a sponge. I've tried it with a few different sponges, but I do prefer it with a sponge. I don't know if it's because I have dry skin or I just generally prefer a bit of a lighter coverage than when I very first tried this, but I prefer the finish of this with a sponge. It's really natural, but it's a medium coverage, but it looks natural. It's so strange. When I saw all of the claims and everything about it online, saying about it being like a filter on your skin, I was like, yeah, but is it? And it genuinely is. It genuinely just looks like somebody's put a blurring filter over your face, which obviously for events is what you want. You just want to look that little bit perfected. It still looks like you. It just looks like you without a few of those imperfections that we all feel a bit more confident when they're covered up. So I am happy with how all of that is looking. Make sure to take the foundation onto your ears as well. It is the strangest feeling, but you don't want those to be a completely different colour to the rest of your face. So that's the foundation done. I'm just going to use a tiny bit of concealer. So this is the Collection Lasting Perfection concealer, the original one in the shade Fair 5. And I just want that right in there. Don't want it to be too heavy under the eyes. I just want that inner corner brightened. I'm also just going to take a tiny bit of this on any spots. So this one honestly seems to have come up in the last like half an hour. And I just want a little bit of coverage just on a few more. The coverage of the foundation is really great, but I just wanted just a little touch more. So I'll just lightly dab over those with the sponge. And because that's a matte concealer, that just hides those really, really well. So now that that is all blended out, I need to add the colour back in, and I'm going quite bronzy today, so I'm going in with 2. This is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer in the shade Tan Lines. There is a shade fairer than this that I do think I want to pick up, but this will absolutely do for the vibe that I'm going for today. So I'm just going to swirl this onto a brush and take this lightly around the perimeter of my face, under my cheekbones and under the jaw. And then when there isn't anything left on the brush, go back in and blend all of that out. So we're working in smaller layers to build it up, to build up the intensity of the colour, and that way it will last all night through all the dancing. So it just looks really fresh, really natural. I think I will just put a tiny touch more just onto the cheeks, because I'm going more bronzy and I'm not adding very much blush today. So that is the preliminary bronzer. Can I say that word? Absolutely not. So now I'm going in with another bronzer. This is the MUA Bronzed Perfection Matte in Sunset Tan. I can't remember if they even make this anymore, but it's a really big pan. It's completely matte bronzer. I do actually have this one, which is from Revolution. This is the Mega Bronzer in 01 Cool, and both of these are pretty much identical. They're both really big pans. The Revolution one is just a little more warm and a little deeper, so I wanted more of a natural colour, so that's why I picked the MUA one, but honestly either of these would work. Of course, any matte bronzer would work, but this is the one that I'm using today. And I'm going to take a really big fluffy brush and just start washing that basically where I put all of that of the cream bronzer. This will set it in and also just add a little bit more colour. So to continue on this bronzy journey, I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Life's Peach blusher, just on a smaller brush. This is a little bit glowy, but it's the tone of it that I wanted more than anything. I just wanted that really beautiful, warm flush of peachy tan, rather than what I normally choose, which is a bright hot pink. I just thought that this would be more in keeping with the vibe that I'm going for. So I'm just dusting that over my cheeks, and I'm also going to sort of start it in the eye socket sort of area, if that makes sense. It just makes the whole look a little bit more cohesive by the end if you start that colour in there as well. And then for highlighter, this is absolutely no surprise. This is the Revolution Highlighter Reloaded in Just My Type. If you are fair like me, this is absolutely the highlighter that you need. It's so subtle, but it's also like you can really build it up. I'm just going to go quite subtle with it today. I say I'm going to be subtle with it and then I absolutely slather myself in it, but it's a habit I don't want to break. So that is all of the base products. I'm going to go in now with a setting spray. So this is the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Setting Mist. This is the best setting spray that I have ever had the pleasure of using. I don't know if it works especially well because I've got dry skin, or if I just love it because it's such a fine mist, but it really does work so well. So I'm going to do my brows now. Brows are so personal. Do them however you want. I'm going to be using, of course, my Isla brow pencil and my e.l.f. Wow Brow. So that is the brows done. I'm going to go on to the eyeballs now. Just realised I haven't got my Do I ever have my wedding rings on when I start these videos? Honestly, I'm the worst. Going to go on to the eyeballs now. This is the Maybelline Colour Tattoo in pink gold. I'm just using this as a base to start building up this colour. So I'm going to go in with quite a dense fluffy brush. And you can see that this is like a metallic-y pink gold shade. It's beautiful. It's beautiful on its own, but I am just going to be using it as a base to layer underneath the other eyeshadow products that I'm going to be using today. So I'm just going to put this all over the lid and blend it into the crease. So then I'm going to go in with this palette, which is the Revolution Allure Forever Flawless palette, and this just has all of the pink tones, all of the gold, all the rose gold, all of those beautiful colours that we will need for this eye look. I'm going to go in firstly with the shade Suave, which is this one up here, just on a small sort of shading fluffy brush. So into that Suave shade, I'll zoom you in, shall I? So I'm going to pack this on to the outer corner and start packing it onto like the crease area here, and then taking that same Suave colour directly into that inner corner. And then when there isn't very much on the brush, connecting them across the middle. I'm going to go in to the shade Sweethearts, which is this one here in the middle, which is just a little bit lighter and a bit warmer. So I'm going to use that just to go over all of those edges with the same brush, just to make sure that all of that is blended out. So I'm going to take a large fluffy brush that is clean. I have just wiped it on my trousers, and really, really lightly go over the edges, go under the eye as well, just so that anything that's loose is buffed away. And that is pretty much what I'm going for, I think. I'm just going to take a little bit of the darker shade, this one here, which is called Nymph. I'm going to go in again with the same tiny little brush and just darken that very, very outer corner and the very, very inner corner right next to the lash line. So now I'm going into the gold part of the rose gold look. This is the e.l.f. Liquid Glitter Eyeshadow in the shade 24 Carat. Is it 24 Carat or 24 Carat Gold? 24 Carat Gold. And you will see how quick this is. I'm going to just use the applicator, dab it onto that lightest part in the middle of the eye, go up to the crease sort of area, apply all of that colour, and then with a flat shader brush, just tap over those edges to lightly blend out that colour. You can take it up higher if you want, which obviously I do, and just pat in that colour until it feels dry. I'm going to just go over the edges with a bit more of that first shade, the Suave shade, just to blend in the edges a little bit more now that it's dry. And then with that fluffy brush, I'm just going to tap over it a little bit, just so that any of the bare patches in the glitter have that pink on them. But that is it. I am umming and ahhing as to if I should do a liner. I'll do the other eye and then I'll get back to you about the eyeliner. So that is both eyes done. And I was just looking at my face and I was like, something doesn't seem right with my eyes. I didn't put any highlighter on my inner corner yet. That's why I'm like thrown off. So I'm just going to go in with the same highlighter that I used on my face and put that right on the inner corner. I just find that that just finishes off your eyes. Just brightens them back up again, you know? I do think I'm just going to run a little bit of brown liner on the lash line. And I did just drag that up a tiny little bit at the outer corners, but nothing you know, we're not doing a wing today. That is not the vibe. So that is that. Now I need lashes. Not doing fake lashes. Here's a story time while I do my mascara. I'm going to use the Uoma Drama Bomb. When it was my prom, 12, 13, 14, I don't even know how many years ago, I obviously couldn't do lashes, but still can't. So my mum did them for me, and she stuck them on instead of going that way. So instead of the lashes being like how your eyelashes are, she stuck them on that way. So I opened my eye and I couldn't see anything. And I think that has scarred me for life. I don't think I'm ever going to get over that. But honestly, with a good mascara and like a good amount of it, you don't need lashes. This will look just as dramatic. So that is the eyes done. I think now that that's done, I definitely need more bronzer, don't I? So I will go back in with a bit more of that powder bronzer. So I am happy with all of that. Just taking my bronzer right down my neck as well. And I'm going to go lastly onto my lips. This is the winning combo that I use all the time. This is the Exaggerate Full Colour Lip Liner from Rimmel. This is in the shade 018 Addiction, and the L'Oreal Coloriche Shine in Coconut Plump. I can't get my words out. This is just a simple brown nude, but it's the glossy finish that will just look perfect for this look. I absolutely love that combo. I've been wearing it so often recently. So that is all of that done. I think I'm going to go in with one last spray of the fixing spray. And that is me done. So this is a very sort of undone, beachy, messy, sort of a glamorous, glittery look. This is absolutely something that I would wear now, and something that I probably would have worn all those years ago to go to my very own prom. I love the finished look. It feels really comfortable. It feels really glamorous, but also like so wearable. These tones on blue eyes and dark hair, I think just look so pretty, so beachy. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If there's any other looks that you want to see, any other pictures that you've seen on Pinterest that you want to see, what products I would use, what products I would recommend, all of that good stuff, then leave that in the comment section down below, or you can find me on Instagram. That is in the description box down below too. But until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye!